Good evening, everyone. It's wonderful to see all of you here. Welcome to this Christmas Eve service. Before we started, it was so nice to hear the laughter and to see the embraces and the warmth of spirit here on such a cool night outside. And it is a sacred evening. Tonight marks the conclusion of Advent, and on this night, more than any other night, we are reminded of the love and wisdom of God. And we are reminded that unlike so many of the uncertainties in life, God stands by forever His love for us and has done and will do whatever it takes to be with us. This was a promise through the ages, and it came in the form of the Lord being born as a small child. It was a promise that He shared with many through the ages, that He would be with us, and those far and those near. And I was thinking about the shepherds and the wise men, and how the wise men had to travel far to come see the Christ child, and the shepherds were so near that they could just run from the fields nearby. And so I thought, perhaps we are a little like those shepherds and wise men. Some here tonight have come from far away, and some from very close by, although I doubt anybody considered running here. So I'm just wondering, who here is from out of state? We have several. That's good to hear. Who is the farthest? Who has traveled the farthest? We have Mississippi, right? Georgia. Okay, that might do it. Well, we welcome everyone here this evening. Let us celebrate the birth of the Christ child. And may we celebrate with just as much reverence the birth of Christ within each one of us. So may the spirit of Christmas be upon us. And I'd like to invite you to join together in song. I've been looking forward to singing this all of Advent. This is Joy to the World. So if you would rise, if you are able, and turn in your book of worship to number 90. be seated. I'd like to read a portion of Scripture. This is from the Gospel of Luke, chapter 2. This is verses 1 through 7. In those days, Caesar Augustus issued a decree that a census should be taken of the entire Roman world. This was the first census that took place while Quirinius was governor of Syria, and everyone went to his own town to register. So Joseph also went from the town of Nazareth in Galilee to Judea, to Bethlehem, the town of David, because he belonged to the house and line of David. He went there to register with Mary, who was pledged to be married to him, and was expecting a child. While they were there, the time came for the baby to be born, and she gave birth to her firstborn, a son. She wrapped him in clothes and placed him in a manger, because there was no room for them in the inn. And we'll finish our scripture reading a little later in the service. Shall we bow for a moment of prayer?